Thanks for joining us. We are back here again at the courts, and just yesterday the lawmakers that are involved in the case currently involving the alleged Capitol Building Arson charges are arriving this morning here at the court for a second time. Just yesterday we had Councillor Speaker Koffa and his folks arriving here yesterday and appearing for the first day here at the City Court. And so this morning we see lawmaker Honorable Abu Bana Kamara. We also see the CDC party chairman Jangako, who is also a lawyer, and of course so this morning is going to be their second day here at the Monrovia City Court. Yesterday preliminary examinations were done on the case where the lawmakers had to put forth their evidence, and also the government of Liberia, who's is the one placing charges, also had to bring forth their evidence. The sole purpose of yesterday's examination, preliminary examination, was aimed at making sure both parties could review some of the charges and the evidences that have been brought forth on the floor. So if you're following us, wherever you're following us from, we'd like to say thanks for watching and thanks for joining us. This morning we already have the first lawmaker who has arrived here is Abu Bana Kamara. We are yet to see the arrival of Councillor Speaker Koffa, Dixon Sibo, Priscilla Cooper, and Jacob Dibley. The four of them are yet to arrive. Come to think of it, also on yesterday we were told that Priscilla Cooper waived her rights for the preliminary examination and requested for a separate trial, and also that means she will be having her own legal counsel to represent her in the case involving all the rest of them. So that means we saw Kailondo, Judge Bobby Kailondo, who is also a legal counsel, was accompanying Madam Priscilla Cooper yesterday here at the City Court. So it's obvious it could be that he is her legal counsel, or she obviously might have another legal team that she's preparing to plead her case separately. The accused were told that they can take on the case as a group if they want, but one of them have decided that she wants to take on the case individually. That's precisely Madam Priscilla Cooper, or Honorable Priscilla Cooper. So this morning we are expecting that we will see the rest of them here again, but currently we're only seeing Abu Bana Kamara, and he's having a conversation with Jangako. Jangako the other day, you remember, was arrested by the Liberian National Police. That was on Saturday, precisely when the lawmakers were taken to South Beach prison for the first time, where they made 2 nights, precisely 2 nights.
Earlier on, we witnessed the arrival of Monrovia County Attorney, Richard Scott, and we are also seeing lawyer representing Councillor Koffa, Councillor Gineto Masakwe, and I'm also seeing Councillor Wiggins Wright, former Associate Justice, who also representing the former House Speaker Gineto Koffa.
And see which ones can be dropped or accepted based on evidence that will be brought forth. But if there is nothing substantial, folks, we apologize for that breaking. Actually, this morning the internet is quite difficult to handle. The internet is quite difficult to handle this morning, so we will apologize for the breaking in the transmission. Both networks are actually struggling. Once it rains, it becomes tough. So we're still seeing the arrival of more lawmakers here, especially.
They should be the former House Speaker.
Yes, obviously. This will obviously be former House Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Koffa from what it looks like. But let's confirm that. Yeah, but it's obviously him. That's Councillor J. Fonati Koffa there arriving. He will join his colleague. Alright, so Councillor Koffa is here early, along with his colleague Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, and they are both making their way in there now. They are both headed into the City Court, the Monrovia City Court. So that was the arrival of Councillor J. Fonati Koffa. He's making his way in there already. He and his colleague Abu Bana Kamara have already made their way in there. This morning they actually came earlier because yesterday they had to suspend the preliminary examination due to time factor. Come to think of it, by 12 noon the City Court closes and you can't be hearing cases.
What actually happened is turnout cases are heard in the morning.
That's what I'm saying.
Between 10 to 12.
Sure.
So from 12 onward, we have other cases that are being heard also in the City Court.
Okay, definitely. So okay, great. I get your point. So you can't continue with a criminal case once it's past 12 o'clock.
Yes.
There will be other cases. So that's what I said. Time factor. So they had to suspend their preliminary examination and head for other locations. So let me just take the front of the camera and then we can walk our followers through. Alright, so folks, good morning again and welcome to LNTV. My name is Anthony Williams and I want to run you through some of the happenings here at the City Court this morning. It's been quite a while now since 5 lawmakers were charged by the Liberia National Police with the December 18 Capitol Building fire incident. They include former House Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Koffa of Grand Crew County. We also have Honorable Dixon Rawi Sibo of District 16. We also have Abu Bana Kamara, Madam Priscilla Cooper, and Jacob DB. So these 5 lawmakers are facing charges for the December 18 Capitol Building fire incident. On Saturday, they were taken at the Monrovia Central Prison by the Liberia National Police, where they made 2 nights, Saturday and Sunday nights. We were also there bringing you coverage of the activities from the South Beach Prison. But on Monday morning, we were also there to broadcast from there live and show you the happenings. That place was actually a scene of attraction for those 3 days in a row. But on Monday, the lawmakers were built out. We saw top political figures like former President George Weah coming here at the City Court. We also saw Musa Hassan Belete of Nima County along with several other lawmakers including Thomas Yaya Nimle. They were all here at the City Court to fire a bond for the 5 lawmakers who were taken at the Monrovia Central Prison. The bond went through and the lawmakers were built out, and of course the Councillor J. Fonati Koffa and others are headed at the CDC party headquarters. Remember, they are stewards of the former ruling political establishment. Well, all of the lawmakers who are involved into this case, especially hearing from Councillor J. Fonati Koffa, who has all alone denied any wrongdoing as it relates to the December 18 Capitol Building fire incident. So yesterday was their first appearance at the court since they were taken from the Monrovia Central Prison. And basically yesterday their appearance was solely based on examining the evidence and to examine the case. That's why it's actually called a preliminary examination to look into the case before it can be taken to the criminal court. So the Monrovia City Court, of course, is the first point of cases once you arrive here at the Supreme Court or the Temple of Justice, if we can say that. And so after all of the preliminary examinations can take place here at the Monrovia City Court, then the case can be transferred to the next level. So we are here this morning to find out what's going to happen today. As of yesterday, the preliminary examination actually went through, but it didn't go quite a long time because come to think of it, at 12 p.m., criminal cases are not held here at the Monrovia City Court, as we've been informed. And so once it's past 12, other cases can be brought on the docket to be looked into. So the preliminary examination could not continue. So it was suspended, in fact postponed to today. And so today they're here again for a second day in a row since the hearing started. So the actual hearing into the case, once it gets taken to the criminal court, that has to come from the Monrovia City Court, and all preliminary examinations might have been done. So today is the second day. We are hoping they can conclude on the preliminary examinations, provided if that's what it's going to be. But we are yet to see the remaining 3 lawmakers. We already have 2 here. We have Councillor Koffa, who has already arrived. We have Abu Bana Kamara, who is already here. We're left with Dixon Sibo and Honorable DB. But Councillor, Madam or Honorable Proceedings Cooper, who is said to be separately trying her own case, she has requested for a separate trial, and that's why yesterday we were told that she waived her right to the preliminary examination. She wasn't in there. In fact, she and George Kailando, who is also a legal counsel, both came here at the court, and George Kailando left here, and while Proceedings Cooper left the premises of the Temple of Justice. So it means we were probably representing her, if we were right about him being her legal representation. So wherever you're watching us from, we'd like to say thanks for watching and thanks for following. Stick and stay with us. We want to show you the actions here from the Temple of Justice, precisely at the Monrovia City Court, where 5 lawmakers charged with the Capitol Building December 18 Arson case of Capitol Building undergoing investigation. Anthony Williams is my name. I'm here with my entire team. My colleague Fabin Kuya, who is the ELBC's judicial reporter, has already made her way into the Monrovia City Court, but we are hoping that she can come out and give us the details as they unfold. So just yesterday, Fabin and I went through some of the discussions, and so we'll be trying to make sure she walk us through some of the happenings this morning. We are seeing the arrival of Honorable Dixon Sibo, who was joining his colleagues this morning. As you can see, he's just arrived here. So that's Honorable Dixon Sibo. Come on, Honorable. Dixon Sibo obviously not in the mood to talk to us this morning. We'll try as much as possible to engage them. If they give us the chance to talk to them, fine. If they don't, fine. I guess you understand. Councillor Koffa now will be joined by Dixon Sibo, who has just arrived. Abu Bana Kamara, who is also in there. So we are now waiting for at least 2 more persons to correct the 5 of them, and so then the proceedings continue. But we will not have much activities out here. Come to think of it, if I were to describe what the courtyard looks like this morning, it's not like the usual where the entire place is crowded with sympathizers, supporters, chanting battle cries and stuff like that. We don't have anything of that nature here this morning. Of course, it's actually a wet day. There is heavy downpour, so I guess that could be one of the contributing factors. But no, on yesterday we still didn't have a situation of such. We didn't have the courtyard flooded with lots of people. I mean, it was relatively calm. We have security folks, putting in the necessary regulations. So currently, this is what it looks like this morning. We don't have the courtyard crowded. So while we await the proceedings to begin, we'll be here and be bringing you up to date some of the activities. So stick and stay with us and keep following. Once my colleague Fabin Kuya comes out, she and I will join you to walk you through what's transpiring in there. She's in there, and it's obvious she will grab all of the details, and then she will walk us through to give us what's transpiring in the Monrovia City Court. But for now, we are only seeing the arrival of the lawmakers. We already have 3 of them in there. We are waiting the remaining 2, and then the proceedings can continue. So keep following LNTV, keep following ELBC Radio 99.9 FM. We'll rejoin you once we get additional details. Okay, so that means we already have 4 lawmakers in there. But since Madam Priscilla Cooper has requested for a separate trial, though we cannot confirm if she has been granted a separate trial, so we'll have to wait and see if she will arrive here. But if she doesn't arrive, then it means all of the lawmakers who are already facing the preliminary examination are in there, and the preliminary examination is already ongoing. We can assume. We were told it should be starting at around 10 this morning. It's 10:20 already, so probably it's already on. It's gone 20 minutes past 10 o'clock, so it could be it's already on. I mean, we already saw all of the legal counsels going in the area. If you can run us through after some of the lawyers that have entered, including the Solicitor General.
Yeah, so already in court is Councilor Richard Scott, who is the county attorney from Monrovia County.
Sure.
He represents the governor of Liberia. And also in court, we have the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Councilor Augustin C. Fire. He once served as a Deputy Minister for Litigation at the Ministry of Justice during the Banasali regime. So now he's the SG for the Republic of Liberia. He also in court. We also have Councilor Bobby Livingstone.
Sure.
He also in court. He also represents the government of Liberia. And we have Councilor Jerry Galloway also. He used to work for the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Currently, he represents the Ministry of Justice also in court.
Okay.
And for the defendants, we have Councilor Wiggins Wright, former Associate Justice from the Republic of Liberia, also in court. And we have Councilor J. Adolfo Kanuan, he also in court, and he represents the government of Liberia as well. We have Councilor Janito Masakwen, who once he was nominated ahead of the war in economic transport in Liberia. But later on, when we doomed by the president, he represents the former House Speaker Speaker Koffa in Color. He's currently at the grounds of the Temple of Justice, but he's currently in the corridor. He's not yet in court.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one council law that we are yet to see is who I can also say is a legal counsel of Councilor J. Fonati Koffa, is Councilor Arthur Johnson. Yes. We are yet to see him. I'm kind of thinking at some point he will emerge and be a part of these hearings. You don't know. Probably once the case gets taken to the criminal court itself.
Yeah. So Tony, what happening now? This is the preliminary hearing of the case. Right now, the judge of this particular court, for me, I call it the First Eastern Court, because all cases have to come in here before the judge can assign a case that belongs to a particular court. So right now, the legal team for both the defendant and the prosecutor, they are still trying to build their legal team. So apparently, maybe when the case leave from here and go to criminal court A, which I'm sure it will go, then Councilor Arthur Johnson will surface. But as it stands, they are still trying to build their legal team. Definitely.
All right. So folks, we are still here bringing you live coverage of these activities. Still here at the City Court while we await to hear from our colleague Fabien Kwea. I mean, I guess the proceedings are already ongoing, though we still see some of the councillors hanging around the court here, still having conversations. But it appears, I mean, basically all of the lawmakers who are involved as it relates to this case are already in there. So it's obvious the proceedings are already on. So for those of you watching, kindly leave your comments in the comment section. We can also read your comments. And also, one thing you can do is to tell us in the comment section what you make of these proceedings as they continue. And tell us where you're watching us from. You're also part of this broadcast, so keep following and keep following. Let's see if we can read some of your comments this morning. Let's see if we can read some of your comments this morning.
And Tony, one thing I noticed
Sure.
since yesterday to this morning, Councillor Junito Masakwe, who is the lead lawyer of the former House Speaker, continues to do perpetual telephone calls since yesterday.
I have noticed that also.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always on the phone since we arrived here. If you look forward there, you still see him on the phone.
Yes.
You know, placing some serious calls. I mean, this is a very serious case, a delicate one. So come to think of it, it's obvious he could be placing some very serious calls. You know, for his clients. Yeah, it's obvious.
But we are still here. We are still waiting to see the outcome of today. Mind you, today is our second appearance in
Sure.
court. Since last Friday till today, we have been giving you the play-by-play description
Of the happenings.
Yes, from the Liberia National Police to the Monrovia Central Prison, and now we are back at the grounds of the Temple of Justice, where all attention might be right now.
Of course.
The nature of this particular case.
Yeah. So thanks to those of you who are watching. A lot of you are following from far places, of course. There are folks always following us from the US. We have John Fala is watching. He's always watching from Minneapolis. If Mr. D. Flomo was here, he will obviously say, whoa, that's my guy.
Yes.
The guys from Minneapolis are always following. Jenkins Fala is also watching from as far as Jerusalem.
That's good.
Yes, definitely. Right here in Nimba Yekipa, Hillary Scott is also following. Ignatius Brooks is watching us from the Liberian Senate. Charles Weyegbe, if I got it right, Weyegbe, I guess, or Weyegbe. Interesting.
These are traditional names.
Yeah, sure, definitely. He says thanks for the update. He's watching us from 72nd Community. Jones Gray is also following. Robertson Mombo is also watching from GSA. Destiny News, of course, a news platform that usually follows us, is also watching.
That's good.
Yes. Also, Moses Yemi, Roosevelt G. Wonye, Junior Cooper, Emmanuel Hillary Sr., Robert Sa, Emmanuel B. Zion, Toba Lie, Jerry Dibli. I mean, a whole long list of followers. You are all leaving your comments. But sometimes it's good to follow, but tell us your own view. What you make of this particular proceeding? What do you make of this particular proceeding? You know, so keep following. Tell us what you make. Tell us what you make of this particular case and where you're following from. Ernest Ruger Kobasi says he's watching us on Pingsville. From Margibi, Patrick Dan is also following. Cedra Gwemi is also watching. Samuel Jr., Maurice Samuel Jr., Kona Goto, Bill Kakwa Smith, Chris Boa is also watching us. I mean, lots of Liberians. It tells you the nature of this particular case. You know, everyone is following from across the country.
Yeah, Tony, you have high-profile individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, who are involved with this particular case.
Sure.
And looking at their alleged action, because we cannot say the committed.
It's been alleged.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the alleged action, the Capitol Building is a historic building in the Republic of Liberia.
Yeah.
I mean, on December 18, you know exactly what happened. Liberian woke up in the morning and saw the Capitol Building in flames.
Sure.
I mean, that which led to the sharing of tears of the president.
Yes.
And
Sure.
okay. You saw exactly what happened to the president. You saw the Capitol Building and even the vice president. So this is a very serious case, and nobody wants to, miss the proceeding of this.
Nobody wants to.
You don't want to be told. You want to follow the case from the onset to the final and logical conclusion. All the other people will follow.
Definitely. It's a wet day in Monrovia.
Yeah.
It's a wet day in Monrovia. Come to think of it, Aaron, we were hoping. One thing I'm noticing is also the presence of the media. From what it looks like, it's only you and I, with another one of our colleagues who has just joined, probably. But I guess, everyone goes for the attention and the action. Yesterday was the first appearance, so everyone wanted to have a piece of the cake from what it looks like. But this morning, quite a few of us are here. But yes, let's keep it going, keep following. So basically, folks, we just wanted to show you the arrivals of the lawmakers who are taking on this case, how far they've gone already this morning. Our colleague Fabi, we were hoping she would be here to walk us through what's transpiring in there. But this morning, the lawmakers have already made their way into the city court, and they will continue their preliminary examination. And so what we now are waiting is their departure from the city court, for us to find out from them what is the outcome of this second day. Since yesterday was the first day, though you didn't take the entire time from in the morning to 12, but again, of course, they did take the actual time. So it was actual time for their proceedings to conclude. So they had to leave, I guess.
And what happened yesterday? Some of the lawmakers yesterday arrived actually a little bit late.
Yes, I can guarantee.
Compared to today.
Sure.
You know, today most of them appeared before 10, and exactly 10 minutes after 10, we witnessed the arrival of the former House Speaker.
You're very observant.
Yes, he has arrived 10. So it tells you that this case, I mean...
Yes, in fact, I noticed when he came, he was like, but the people not ready yet. Do you know he was asking? Like when you're confident that you're in time and you're not seeing any activity, that was what he was obviously there.
He's a lawyer. He knows exactly the importance of time. You know, so he has to work in time.
In the comment section, Joseph S. Dedebo, provided if I got his name right, Dedebo says the law is the law. People should be held accountable for their actions. I don't know what he means. Josephus says he's watching us from let state witness speak the truth. Already take the side of the government. Well, that's his view. Another person here says they're watching us. This is just a preliminary hearing of the case. Of course, we know that's what we've seen. So we've seen lawmaker Abu Bana Kamara out from district number 15. I guess he's on the phone.
And he's a very smart man.
Yes, with a smile on his face, with a smile on his face. You know what I mean? It sounds more like I'm not bothered. I don't want to assume, what his facial expression says. But come to think of it, I mean, they've got their legal counsel representing them, and so it's obvious. You never know.
So she's Associate Justice Clinton Johnson.
Yes, sure. You're seeing the arrival of the Associate Justice there. Associate Justice Siane Clinton Johnson, but she's obviously not coming here. I guess she's making her way up upstairs. I guess so. That's a vehicle right there. It has judiciary number 5.
Yes, right now the Supreme Court of Liberia is closed, so you only have Associate Justice, the Chief Justice will only come and to conclude on cases. Mind you, the 26th of this month, the Chief Justice will be retired.
That's Siane Yo precisely.
Exactly. The 26th of this month, June 26th, she will be retired.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, so there are two
of course. I mean, obviously, here it has to do with age limit and all of that. I guess she has reached, obviously, she announced her eventual resignation a few months back. So by the 26th.
It's not either resignation but retirement.
Her retirement precisely.
Yes.
Her retirement precisely. A few months back, she announced her retirement.
Okay, she worked there, and I've seen the 15 lawmaker.
Yes, and Abu Kamara has gone there to have a conversation with her. Obviously, since we are a little further, but they have Abu Bana Kamara and her. They both having a chit chat. They're both standing. I mean, this is a place where ideas are exchanged. It's a place where ideas are exchanged. This is a symbol of Liberia's judicial system, and it represents justice. I mean, if you look right there on the wall there, I still remember sometimes in 2008, this building got one of its most major renovation. Yes, where lots of equipment, were installed into the building, including the changing of the official logo, the official motto precisely of this building. Before it used to be done, it used to be "Let justice be done to all men." But since the renovation, the official motto has changed to "Let justice be done to all." Yeah, with a star placed right beneath the all. So it's no more "Let justice be done to all men." Well, I can't say or I can't justify why it was changed to "Let justice be done to all men." But this renovation also included the update of that logo or that motto, which says "Let justice be done to all" instead of to all men. So we still have out here lawmaker Abu Bana Kamara. He's outside. I guess just taking a walk, probably to make a phone call, which he has already done, but still shaking hands with the
head lawyer representing Councillor Koffa and others.
Yes, Councillor Koffa and others. So that's Councillor Janino Masakwe. Previously of the War and Economic Crimes Court, but was joined by President Boakai. Definitely.
And also in court, I also waited the arrival of the Independent Human Rights Commission chair, Councillor Denster Brown. Also in court.
I think that particular commission also wants to be on the bench, not necessarily part of the case, but they usually have their observations to understand how the trial took place, making sure nobody's rights were taken advantage of or violated. Definitely, you usually come up with reports from these kind of high-profile cases. I mean, a lot of their reports are being usually used, in other instances to determine factors like human rights abuse and other circumstances.
It is obvious whenever such a high-profile case here, you see lawyers coming to sit and listen to the nature of the case. Mind you, such a case might be a precedent case.
For another instance.
40-50 years from now, the proceeding from here and the final ruling will be used by another breed of lawyers that will come and to do research.
But that's why they say law is precedent.
So that's why you see lawyers will come, even law school students will come, Antonio Law will also come to sit and listen to the case to know exactly how it proceeds.
Definitely. So let's stick around, Aaron. Like the way it's going now, obviously we will not see much action. Like the way the lawmakers, journalists will be running to them here and there for questioning. Like I said, yesterday was just the first day, so it was heated. Everyone wanted to have a piece of the cake. Today is relatively calm. The lawmakers themselves just walked in here quietly. I saw Councillor Koffa with 2 hands in his pocket. He just walked in with a nice suit. Abu Bana Kamara, who is out here. Dixon Sibo also went in there. Dressed up, Jacob Dibley, Dixon Sibo in a gray suit. They're all in there. So what we will do at some point in time, we will end the video and then we'll rejoin you once the lawmakers come out after their preliminary examination. Here on some of the comments will wow you, bro. I don't want to read this one, but it's quite interesting. It's about can you see here?
Abu is
Liberians are very interesting. This is a very dedicated case, and I would appreciate if you don't put too much fun in the comment section. Yes, definitely, it's a national case, guys. Let's keep it serious. So probably I can say we can now say thanks for following. I guess it's been a while since we started this video, almost an hour now, 33 minutes plus. But that's quite a reasonable time since there isn't much, half an hour, since there isn't much action out here. But we like to say thanks for following, and the comment section will wow you. Well, that's not important there yet. It's obviously not important. But let's move on, guys. We'll rejoin you shortly once we start seeing the actions. Because the main reason we are situated here is for us to be able to talk to these lawmakers, to hear from them. How is the proceedings going? How is the case going? The legal counsel representing Councillor J. Fonati Koffa and others, Councillor Masekwa, is making his way back into the city court. He keeps going in and coming out, Aaron.
Yes.
That's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah, he keep doing a back and forth telephone call.
Back and forth telephone call. call.
Also placing telephone call in there is a county attorney from Monrovia County Council, which is Scott.
Yeah, Councillor Scott is also in there, making calls. This is very delicate. I mean, this is a high-profile case. We can't overemphasize that. We obviously know there are accusations of the government politically targeting these lawmakers that are involved, allegedly.
Yes.
But again, the government have made its part clear through the police IG, who has continuously said the government of Liberia is focusing on instituting the rule of law, and it's in no way targeting any politician. Don't take my word for it. Take the word of the police IG, Colonel Gregory Coleman. And so basically, that's what's transpiring, guys. I think we will now call it a quit. It was nice having you on this live video. Maybe I can just do a brief stand-up quickly before we leave you. So yes, if I can just go through what's been transpiring, especially from yesterday, since the lawmakers were bailed out from the South Beach prison. Yesterday was their first appearance here at the city court, and they were basically here for preliminary examination of the case. And that preliminary examination continues because the city court is the first area where cases are placed on the docket and then looked into before they can be moved on to another court. Precisely after here, this will be taken to the criminal court after these preliminary hearings that are ongoing. So this morning, today marks the second day that the lawmakers are here for their second appearance for the preliminary hearings. So yesterday's hearings took place. Councillor Koffa and others appeared. They looked into the case. Some of the evidence that were brought forth were looked into. The intent is to have a vigorous review of the charges that are placed forth to see which ones can be accepted, dropped based on evidence that will be brought forth. So this morning they're here again for similar purpose, and today marks the second day. And so we'll be here to bring you probably their voices, especially when they come out after the hearing. We are hoping we can talk to them to hear from them as to how this morning's hearing transpired as compared to that of yesterday. What has changed? Those are key questions that we have. So our colleague Fabian Kuya is in there. She will come also to join us for us to brief you guys on what will transpire today here at the city court. My name is Anthony Williams. My colleague Aaron Talu and I are here. We'll rejoin you shortly. Thanks for following. All right, folks, welcome back. Thank you again for following. So our colleague Fabian Kuya, ALBC judicial reporter, is back. She was in the city court where the 5 lawmakers are undergoing preliminary examination of the case. So she's going to walk us through and give us updates as to what's transpired in there for the first few minutes they were in there for. We are told you guys are on a 5-minute break.
Sure, they are on 5-minute break. Instead of 5 lawmakers this morning, it's 4 because you know yesterday Priscilla people of District 5 wait for right to preliminary examination.
Warren didn't know if she was granted the permission to have a separate trial.
No, that's all right to waive the preliminary examination. That's all right. It's all right. So that's what she did. So there were 4 lawmakers today that came in court as usual, and Councillor Koffa, he did join his legal team. That means he was in the bar with his lawyers this morning. Okay. Instead of sitting on the bench. And
so that means he's also joining them to plead the case.
Yes, he's part of his legal team, as I said. So today, defense cross-examined the first witness that prosecution produced yesterday in person of Peter Johnson. Now, in preliminary hearing, what most people don't know is that it's prosecution that always produce witnesses and then defense cross-examine. Okay. They don't produce, but rather they cross-examine. And so because the intent of a preliminary examination is to know or show probable cause for which they were charged with those charges that were levied against the defendants. And so we are on 5 minutes break. We'll be going back in so that prosecution parade a second witness to testify.
All right. So basically, how many do we expect this morning? We had the first one. We expected another witness to appear.
Yeah, all depends on the prosecuting arm, because the prosecuting arm is the government, and the burden of proof lies with them. them to provide once they have accused group of people or persons, and so we don't know how many witnesses they are parading in the preliminary examination, but what we do know is that a few minutes from now they will present the second witness to the court.
Okay. Thank you very much, Fabi. We'll wait on you for more details as the case continues. Once you return, we'll rejoin you again shortly for more details.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Fabi Nkuya, our judicial reporter. She has just briefed us that the first witness was brought on stand to be cross-examined by the accused, and of course, you heard her. Speaker Koffa has been granted a separate trial, so that means we only have these 4 lawmakers who are being tried or who are going through the preliminary examination. On yesterday, she waived her rights to form a part of the preliminary examination and requested for a separate trial, which she has the right to do, and she was granted to do just that. So that means she will be tried separately. And also, Fabi just informed us that Councillor Koffa has joined his own legal team also. He's not sitting on the bench, but also along with his lawyers, forming part of those pleading the case involving he and his colleagues. So this is basically the only details that we have for now. We are being told, in fact, we can see the place looks a little crowded. Abu Bana Kamara is outside. Dixon Sibo is also outside. Except for Councillor Koffa, we are yet to see him coming out. But we are being told they are on a 5 minutes break. It's been a while now since we saw them coming out, so it appears the break might be over any moment from now, and they will return for the preliminary examination. So this is basically what's happening. There isn't much now. We've been told the first witness has been presented and has been cross-examined according to our colleague Fabi Nkuya. So once she returns in there and get more details for us, she will come right outside and we'll talk to you to bring you more updates as it relates to this case. But stick and stay with us and keep following. We'll rejoin you shortly. We are noticing now that they are returning back to the chambers. As you can see, we're seeing the Solicitor General and other legal counsels who are on the case already making their way back in there. So it appears the preliminary hearing that was taking a 5-minute break has resumed or will resume any moment from now. So they're all making their way back in there eventually. So keep following, seek and stay with us. We'll rejoin you shortly. We just wanted to bring you this update as to why they were outside. It was just a 5 minutes break. But once that break is over, which we're looking at now, looks like it has been exhausted. So they are making their way back in there for the preliminary hearings to continue. Keep following us. Continue the conversation. See more people for it. So, basically, Aaron, you heard from Fabi a moment ago. She was just bringing us up to speed according to her. One witness was cross-examined already. So they are going back now after a 5 minutes break. I think we are seeing Abu Bana Kamara also.
Yes.
He's heading back. He was outside.
Antonio Law Jangako also.
Yeah.
Making a way in the court. And,
that's Jangako over there in the black suit ahead.
Yes. The County Antonio with the staff.
Yeah, he's going back.
Councillor Jonathan Masako is also there. Councillor Derek Alawulu is also there. Councillor Bobby Livingstone is also in the court. Councillor Wiggins Wright left earlier on.
Yeah.
He's yet to return. As I say, for the rest of the lawyers in the court, after the reset break, they will resume legal activities in the ongoing trial.
So don't forget, we are approaching the deadline for their hearing.
Yes.
It's almost
12 minutes.
6 past 11, so we have less than an hour, I guess.
Yes, 54 minutes.
Sure. You are too good at numbers. Definitely. So folks, this is it. They're going back in now. As you can see, they're all making their way back. So we'll rejoin you once they are back. But we just wanted to bring you the update and show you what's transpiring. There's nothing out here now. They are all going in already. So once they return, you can see the environment for yourself. Basically, folks are just turning around. But they were here for a 5-minute recess. They were out for a 5-minute recess break. So yes, they're going back in. So we look forward to seeing our colleague Fabian out here for us to now do a final summary of today's examination, preliminary examination, of course. So once that is done, we'll rejoin you. Stick and stay with us. LNTV, ELBC Radio 99.9 FM here at the Monrovia City Court, bringing you update as it relates to the case involving the alleged Capitol Building Arson attack involving 5 lawmakers, Councillor J. Koffa, Jacob Dibli of Grand Jira County, Dixon Sibo of District number 16, and Priscilla Cooper, who is seeking or who has been granted a separate trial already. So folks, that's it. We'll rejoin you shortly once the lawmakers are out. We are hoping we can talk to them and hear from them. For everyone involved with this case, I've already made their way back in there after a 5-minute recess break. So stick and stay with us. This is Anthony Williams. I'm with my colleague Aaron Talu, and we are the ones here assigned at the court until I guess this case can come to a logical conclusion. You never know. Yeah, sure. So stick and stay with us. Keep following us.
Anthony, one may say the court turnout, a ring to be a court.
I guess
it's not like yesterday. Yesterday we have friendly weather, but today it's different.
Sure, definitely. Today is obviously different. I mean, this morning you're not seeing a lot of journalists. I guess if you're watching all your feeds, you obviously not see much from your live feeds from most of the media institutions. I don't know. We have our colleagues here also, but basically not much or not many media practitioners are here this morning.
It also depends on the gadget you use.
Sure.
Because right now the release season depends on the gadget. Once your gadget is not strong enough,
sure,
you will not have that perfect signal to do your podcast.
Sure, definitely. So that's it, Aaron. Let's see if we can rejoin our followers. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll rejoin you shortly, I guess, once they are back. But that's former Solicitor General, Councillor Serena Sifas. Yes. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Serena Sifas, he's like, what's up? It's quite an interesting moment. Just the other day, he was in an encounter with the police regarding some ticket, some ticket and stuff like that. He was so convicted of winning that case, I guess. I was brought here. I guess I was told he had to pay the ticket and all of that. But that's another story for another day.
So, people test the law.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. That's what they do. They test the law. Yeah, they test the law. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll rejoin you shortly once the preliminary hearing concludes. We'll rejoin you. Thanks for watching. Keep following us. All right, folks. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. We are back on now the departure of the lawmakers. We are being told there are signs of their departure, that the preliminary hearing for today is about to be concluded. Today marks the second day since the lawmakers started these proceedings, so we are looking forward to seeing them coming out anytime. A few moments ago we saw Abu Bana Kamara, who came out, but then he went back inside. So these are signs of their departure. So don't forget, once it's past 12 o'clock, it can't be 1 o'clock because there are other cases that have to be heard. So it appears we might see them coming out any moment from now. We're hoping to see if we can hear from them. But we're still waiting. We're still seeking around. We've gotten information that they might be out any moment from now, so stick around, stick and stay with us, and we'll join you shortly. still here in the court here at the Monrovia City Court. 4 lawmakers out of 5 are the ones who are in there. It can be confirmed now that President Koffa has requested for a separate trial, so we can say 5 lawmakers now. Though there are 5 lawmakers who are being investigated for the Capitol Building Arson attack or arson alleged arson attack, but we have 4 of them who are being represented by the same legal counsels, while President Koffa, is undertaking a separate trial.
Yeah, so certainly, Tony, you're right. President Koffa, who represents district number 5, Monrovia County, asked for separate trial. So Sibo of district number 16, Abu Bana Kamara of district number 15, the former House Speaker for Natif Koffa, Jacob Dubi of Grand Judah County, all followed, and 1 lawyer representing, meaning 1 legal team, 2 notable lawyers who commonly representing the lawmakers, Councillor Waking's Right, the former Associate Justice, and Councillor Gineton Masakot.
Sure. I mean, it's a packed team of
yeah, so like you said, it's a packed team, it's a very craft team. Councillor Gineton Masakot is a constitutional lawyer, Councillor Waking's Right also. So I mean, we are still around, making sure that we bring you this live happening here at the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. So also from the government angle, you have Councillor Bobby Livingston, you have the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Councillor Augustine C. Fire, and you also have Councillor Richard Scott. Councillor Richard Scott is the county attorney for the Republic of Liberia. You have Councillor J. Augustus Kanwa. You also, from the government angle, they are the prosecutional lawyer, and for the defense team, we have the former Associate Justice Waking's Right and Councillor Gineton Masakot. But as we speak, the courtroom of the Monrovia City Court is jam-packed with both supporters of the former House Speaker and also lawyers who are going in there to witness the proceeding.
Yeah, speaking of witnessing the proceedings, this is one thing I wanted to point out also. There are lots of councillors who are in there, who are making their way in there, who are already in the courtroom to witness this case. I mean, this case is like I keep saying, it's a delicate case, high profile case. So it's obvious you will see lots of lawyers, being out there wanting to experience what's transpiring. Because like we keep saying, you are telling me earlier, law is precedent. So they all want to witness what's transpiring in there, because this could be used, or the outcome of this case could be used for other cases eventually.
Yes, certainly. And once this case, maybe it might reach the level of the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court ruled that file will be kept for future perusal by future lawyers, and maybe Anthony Williams will want to go to law school. Maybe eventually. The professor will tell you, okay, so you have to go and do research during the 2024. There was an issue at the Capitol Building which former lawmaker and were prosecuted for. So you had to go and do research and do a law citation. I mean, so you go back to that particular
obviously,
Yeah, so maybe at that time it will be called the 24-error, because each of the files are named after the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have 1995 error.
So it'll be 24 error.
Yeah, so I mean, you go and do your research, and you bring your file, it will be debated, in the classroom. So
I like how you are so aware about legal proceedings, Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so you are very experienced. I mean, that's what it means. That's what it means if someone have covered the court for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's obvious. I mean, it's expected that the experience can be put to use, and that's what you're doing precisely. I mean, you've got so much knowledge on court proceedings.
Yeah, Tony. I mean, this profession that we are in, you have to specialize. You have to choose a particular path that you want to follow. So whenever you are discussing issue, in a particular sector, you have to give your ultimate best to it. So that all the terminology you have to know how to navigate through. That's what happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So basically, we're still awaiting their departure from the court. So I just by yesterday, by this time we were left. We had left the court already. We've departed the court by this time yesterday already. But this time around, it's taking quite a while, I guess. But it's not. So I guess we're going up to 1 o'clock. You don't know. You can't determine. But again, yes. Let's see if we can see them coming out. We want to stay on live and make sure we can have them coming out. We don't want to miss out on anything this time around. Yeah.
So since the former associate justice left, he's now making a way back.
Yeah.
Councilor Wiggins, right? He's now making a way back, and they have been sandwiched by a lot of lawyers. Right in front there is Councilor Amara, and followed by other lawyers who are also making a way in the court to make sure and listen to the proceeding. Mind you, some of the lawyers, may want to offer pro bono service.
Sure.
In such a case.
Sure. Yeah.
In such a case, as a lawyer, it brings you. They give you bigger contract.
Yeah, you're right.
As a lawyer, before you can sit on a bigger case, people look at your trial record. So if you want to, in the future, you want to sit on bigger case, you have to start from here, on pro bono level. So most of the lawyers who may sit on the case will be on pro bono level. They might not be paid for. Yes, so that's what happened.
Yeah. For lawyers, I think it's all about practicing,
Yeah.
In my mind, most of us.
So this is Councilor Bobby Livingstone. He is one of the lawyers who are prosecuting the former House Speaker. So Bobby Livingstone is a journalist.
Yeah.
Yes, he's
a journalistic background.
Yes. And he also served at the level of the Liberian National Bar Association before moving to the Ministry of Justice to serve as a prosecuting lawyer. So we are still here. I mean, the atmosphere is very peaceful.
Calm.
Very cool.
Obviously, it get real out cool. I mean, there's heavy downpour, except that it has subsided in a way.
Yes.
But again, yes, it's a very wet Wednesday in the capital. We don't know which part of the country you're watching.
Yes.
You're watching us from, but if it's rainy, you're part of the country, you can tell us.
So yes, we are still here. So right before here, Tony, you have 3 courts in here. And
here.
Yeah, you have the traffic court, you have the Monrovia City Court, you have the traffic court, you have the Monrovia City Court, and you also have other courts in there as well. Yeah. So, and this court, every case in this country has once it is in Monrovia, and you have to come here. This is the first instant court.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Yeah, you have to come here. Whether it is president, former president, whenever you are comfortable with the law, you have to come here. And the judge from here will tell you, I don't have jurisdiction over this case, and they refer you to the court that had jurisdiction over the case. So this case, after this preliminary hearing, maybe the judge might say, okay, I'll transfer the case to criminal court A. Criminal court A, I will continue with the case. So meaning after that, we'll come here, we'll proceed now to criminal court A for further hearing of the case.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in fact, I think obviously that's what the preliminary examination is obviously about. All right, so our followers are telling us where it's raining actually.
Okay.
There is every downpour RRA. I mean, it's across, I guess we want to say across Montreal. Someone says they're watching from Nimba, Yekepa. The person said it's raining here in Yekepa, Nimba County. His name is Alvin K. Someone says they're watching from Delaware, USA. We have a nice weather here today. That's Augustine Giflo. Nice. Tell us where you're watching us from and tell us what the atmosphere looks like. We're still here at the City Court, and the lawmakers are still in the preliminary hearing. There are only 4 of them there, so Speaker Koffa is waiting for all of these preliminary examinations to take place so that they can hear straight for the proceedings. Because for all, she waived her right to this preliminary hearing. According to her, she wants to go strictly for the actual hearings, the actual proceedings.
And Tony, maybe don't be surprised that the government will drop charges against Speaker Koffa, the lawmaker, to be used as state witness.
How could that be?
Sometimes it happens, in criminal proceeding. After the government will say, okay, we'll drop all charges against you, but you will serve as state witness to testify against your police.
So that could be determined based on the weight of evidence that the government have got against you.
Yes.
If you're someone who is fully involved in the evidence they have, they will obviously not use you as such. But you have a point. These things happen in law in a way, or in cases. But we can't determine for her what's going to happen.
No.
Or what prosecution intends to do regarding her case.
Well, at this time we are being informed that 1 or 2 is currently on the stand. They want to currently testify because they did the investigation in the Capitol building, so they have to tell the court and exactly how the outcome of the investigation.
And today is quite taking us long because yes, how are you, sir? Today is quite taking us long because I guess the witnesses obviously might see 2. Just the one, we only have 1 witness. Remember, Councillor Koffa was on the interview that he granted journalists upon departure of this place on the first day, which was yesterday. He was like, the first witness the government brought went to the bathroom like 7 times, trying to show that the prosecution isn't ready with the evidence that was brought forth. But come to think of it, the government remained confident of the evidence that they claim to have in their possession. You heard it from Police IG Gregory Como. He's confident in love. Vafle Kamara asked him just the other day, how confident are you that the evidence that you have are substantial and sufficient enough, to point to those who are being accused? And he was clear that he's confident that this time around, the government of Liberia has got sufficient evidence to point to the 5 lawmakers as being those responsible, allegedly, for the Capitol Building December 18 fire incident.
This is a high-profile case, Tony. Those who are involved, these are elected officials who have constituents and all. So if you want to prosecute, you might have enough. You might have enough evidence against them. So it tells you that the government of Liberia have enough evidence to prosecute this particular case.
You want to put in Let's see
So the government have enough. Evidence to prosecute this particular case.
Sure,
So the government will not venture. Litigation is very expensive to me. Yes. Those lawyers that you are bringing on board, some of them are not employed in government. If you are bringing it on board, to adjudicate particular case, you have to pay them. So government wouldn't want to bring a lawyer, if you know that the case is not winnable.
So our councillor is on another phone call as usual.
When the case is not winnable. And Tony, another thing is the essence of law is not about winning case.
Obviously.
Law is not about winning case. It's about the evidence, bring the evidence, and let justice be served. And no good lawyer will tell you, because I win, so it's okay, that one made me good lawyer. No.
Yeah,
You have to make sure let justice prevail. That's what make you a good lawyer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So folks, we're still here, still awaiting the departure of our lawmakers who are, I'm seeing signs of them coming out, but come to think of it, Abu Kamara is one person who hasn't been steady or static sitting in the chambers. He has always been out here from one moment to the other. I'm seeing him in the hallway again for another time.
Yes, Tony, again, you have to look at his weight. He's somebody who is weighted.
Yeah, sure. So you expect that doesn't sit much here.
Yes, you have to move
Definitely.
around. Yes.
And moreover, that's why they've got their legal counsel to look after issues for them.
And on yesterday, we saw Josiah Marvin Cole, we saw Francis Afoko,
they were like just inspired and left. You remember when we asked Marvin Cole, he was like, we were basically concerned about the rest of the folks who were involved in this case, those associates, Yes, Thomas Idris and his other colleagues who were allegedly involved. They weren't built out, come to think of it.
No.
And there has been this pulling on social media about why they weren't built out, but the lawmakers were built out. Yeah. Most people are concerned about, it's the big folks, so things had to happen for them, but the smaller folks aren't built out yet. That's why we questioned Marvin Cole about the concerns that have been raised, and he was like, I'm going to work on that. That's why I'm even leaving to work on bill to make sure they're out. We cannot independently verify whether they were built out or not, except we have to do another research to find that out.
So Tony, this is what happened. The lawmakers inside there, they had to be built. These are people who hear from constituents.
Sure.
And they cannot escape. Already government has secured the new SA Republican, meaning you cannot leave the country. So obviously you will not abandon your constituents and leave. You have to be in the country. So obviously you have to build them out.
Definitely.
Yes, and it's part of the legal process.
All right. So Aaron, we're still going through this conversation. We just want to show the folks the entry, the core, who's going in, who's coming out. But we're just going through the analysis. I've got with me my colleague who is a well-learned and schooled journalist in Liberia.
Yes.
In terms of reporting on serious cases across the country.
Yeah. We've been here. We cover cases.
Sure.
The CPP case, the information case. We cover here, and even the case that criminal could see. Where the late Charles Selly and all were involved.
Sure. Yeah.
We also cover.
We had Madam Gloria Moses Scott and other people involved in cases in the past. Yeah. High-level cases.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, we are
currently, as we speak, former finance minister is still going through this case. Like you were covering the Samatua story over the period of time. Let me hear from my colleague Benny. You are quite versed as it relates to Liberian top news content in the country. You've been following. You write for one of the biggest papers in the country. Let's hear your own analysis as to what's transpiring currently. Just yesterday, the lawmakers appeared for the first time. Today marks their second day. You've been following. You were here yesterday, and you are here again today.
Actually, what is unfolding now in the preliminary trial is just to establish the validity of the crown that has been leveled against them. The charges received from Arson to facilitate issues of criminal conspiracy and so forth. So that's the basic argument that is unfolding now to establish the validity of these charges against these lawmakers. Definitely. So I will look forward to seeing whether this first instant court, the city court, will be able to determine whether those charges are valid enough, and subsequently determine if it has jurisdiction over the case, or may fall into either the criminal code A or B, or C, one of these cases, one of the courts that may have jurisdiction over the case. That from there they will have a follow-up argument. There where the main case will start.
Definitely, because what we're doing are just preliminary activities.
Sure.
Okay, that's my colleague, well-learned Liberian journalist, joining me here also. You didn't tell the public who you are.
Okay, I'm T. Benjamin Johnson. I write for the Women Voices newspaper.
And he have had some of the best articles out there on the women paper, the Women Voices newspaper over the years. I remember, Aaron, I was in River Cess. I remember this seemed sometime around this same time of the year when there was a heavy flooding taking place in River Cess. Among some of the journalists who reached out to me, Benny was one person who made sure my story was captured in the papers. And, yeah, he's quite a good writer. You know, we all have our areas of strength. Yeah, that's where he's from. Sure. Obviously. So we still are waiting to see the defendants coming out. Yeah, we've seen the defendants coming out. They are yet to come out. We are not seeing signs. We still see Abu Kamara still in the hallway though, having conversation. But I guess we're hoping the lawmakers can make their way out here. We can hear from them. Aaron?
Yeah, sure. We are still awaiting the lawmakers who are currently in there after the preliminary hearing. They might come out, but as it stands, one or two still on the witness stand testifying to the document that were presented to the Ministry of Justice. Now you will have the Solicitor General in there who is on top of this case, and send the sentencing as the SG. This will be one of the major cases that you're currently presiding over. So this case is a very serious case, and the thing is, the Capitol Building is a historic building in Liberia.
Sure.
And looking at what happened to the Capitol Building, this case will serve as a precedent case, so that it can serve as deterrence to anybody.
For destroying national property.
Yes. So this case is not a small case. It's a very serious case, and I'm sure government will want to see that this case comes to a logical conclusion. Anyone who is guilty.
So we are
is guilty will face the full weight of the law.
Correct. So that's it. I mean, obviously, we're still getting more. We're getting details that the lawmakers are sharing there. A lot is still going on. I don't know how long we intend to stay on, but it's up to us. We could rejoin you if I guess we can rejoin our followers. This will mark our third video since we arrived here.
Yes.
So for those of you who are following, please stick and stay with us. We're joining you shortly in the next few minutes once we start seeing signs of the lawmakers coming out.
Yeah.
Thanks for following, guys. Welcome back here. We're back now here. We've seen Councillor Honorable J. Fonati Koffa upon his departure from the City Court. Second day running now, Honorable, since we started these proceedings. What do you make of the second day running?
Let me simplify it. My thoughts, that doesn't make sense, right? Finally, it's a hodgepodge of recording unrelated. Okay, there is no direct evidence of relationship to the fire. Abu Kamara, Jacob Debbie are colleagues of mine, and we will talk almost every day to matters that pertain to legislative business. During that time, also remember, the legislature was tense. Okay, the legislature was tense. So to take a recording where I'm at the president's house and say that's evidence of a fire, I mean, I was truly disappointed today. The good thing is they didn't take as many bathroom breaks, but the evidence is just as weak.
That's Councillor J. Fonati Koffa. That's Councillor J. Fonati Koffa speaking there to a score of journalists here. According to him, the evidence that were presented today in the second day of the preliminary examination, according to him, are obviously not obviously false in his own term. He's describing an incident where a video was shown to him in the court today, and also audios were played today here in the court, and he is expressing his disenchantment in the evidence that were provided today in the second day running this preliminary hearing. My colleague Fabi Kuya will join us shortly as we go through the discussion quickly. Fabi, quickly, just run us through. We just spoke to Councillor J. Fonati Koffa, but run us through as to what transpired in there while you were out there.
This morning, the government paraded a second witness in person for police officer Raphael Wilson, who would report concerning the alleged arson attack at the Capitol building. Well, he mentioned about open sources, which of course he explained to the court that open sources are unrestricted information, especially having access to social media handles. And so the information was centered around, information they gathered from the defendants was centered around a group chat from the office of Councillor Fonati Koffa, where messages were exchanged and plans were being made. Conspiracy took place, and then he also mentioned that they subpoenaed the court for which they had access to the defendant phone and conversations there. So they argue both sides, as I said earlier this morning, is probably cause for which prosecution is here. This is not the main trial, and so prosecution has the right to parade their witnesses, whereas a defense team will always cross-examine. And so they argue today, matter was suspended, and tomorrow is final argument into the matter, which of course the judge will come out for ruling.
Okay, definitely. Councillor Koffa also just mentioned not being in favor of the evidence that were provided, especially regarding the situation of the audio, the video, and continue being thrown outside and all of that. But
Raphael, the police officer who testified, did, according to the audio that was played, for which he said Councillor Koffa admitted that was his voice, but Abu Kabara said it was the work of AI.
Okay, artificial intelligence. Yeah, that means the audio was altered.
Yeah, it was altered and said it was the work of AI. That's why Abu Kabara retained. But Councillor Koffa, according to the police investigation and report, and he even appeared on a local radio and admitted that was his voice. But all in all, as I said, arguments were being heard, and so tomorrow is final argument where both teams will proffer their case before the court, and then a ruling will be made in the matter.
So does this mean, are we saying we will not move to another court, especially now that we're having a final argument tomorrow based on the proceedings?
Well, I did hear the county attorney, Councillor Richards, start talking about other evidences that have been admitted is now at Court A, Criminal Court A. So we're probably going to see this case being transferred because the magisterial court is a lower court, and there are certain cases above the jurisdiction, and so in that form and manner it's usually been transferred to criminal court based on the charges levied against those defendants.
All right, Fabi, I guess so far that would do it. Like you said, tomorrow will be
at 9 a.m. is final argument.
Okay, at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
It's final 9 a.m. So we will be back here again to witness the final argument tomorrow and see as to whether the judge will rule tomorrow or Friday. There has to be a ruling in this matter.
Okay, all right. Thanks for talking to us, Fabi. That's our judicial correspondence here at the Temple of Justice, Fabi Nkoya. You heard it from her. Final arguments tomorrow. tomorrow. A ruling is expected in the case involving the 5 or 4 lawmakers in the Capitol Building fire incident. So we've been here this morning bringing you all of the details. You just heard Councillor Koffa expressing his disappointment in the evidence that were provided during the hearing shortly. But again, this has been a long time coming. It's been Saturday since the lawmakers were taken to the Monrovia Central Prison, bailed out and brought here on yesterday for their first appearance for preliminary examinations. And the preliminary examinations continue here at the Monrovia City Court. You heard it from Fabi. It's been said that other evidences are being provided at the court, Criminal Court A. There's evidence there also that has to do with this case, so it's obvious this case might be transferred to the Criminal Court A. But again, according to Fabin Kuya, a ruling is expected to be made by tomorrow. So Benny, can I have a word with you quickly? This is my professional media colleague. He writes for the Women Voices newspaper, and I just want to have a few words with him as it relates to what just transpired. You listen to Councillor Koffa. What do you make of his statement quickly?
Councillor Koffa's statement definitely is in his own defense, and obviously you don't expect the defense to accept those evidence
or the ruling
against him. So it is within his own defense, and we look forward to what the court has to say.
Sure.
Tomorrow is the final argument, and that following that there will be a ruling, and subsequently there will be forwarded to the court that has jurisdiction over this matter. Prior to being forwarded to the court that has jurisdiction, there will also be an indictment June by the grand jury from that court that has jurisdiction. So we look forward to that on tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Certainly tomorrow is the final argument.
All right. Thank you, Benny. I don't want to take much of your time. I mean, basically, it's clear, though he expresses disappointment in the evidence that were provided. Like you said, obviously, he will be in his own defense and all of that. So I guess we look forward to tomorrow. But what are you anticipating the atmosphere to be tomorrow? Now that it's been said, tomorrow will be final ruling or a final day for hearing to this situation, especially here at the City Court for preliminary examinations precisely.
What I think the court will do tomorrow, like I said previously, this court is the court of first instance, so the idea of checking the validity of the charges that were leveled against Councillor Koffa and the police from the legislators.
Sure.
So if the court either does two things tomorrow, either they accept that these charges are valid enough and for them to the court that has jurisdiction over the matter, or deny the charges tomorrow. So these are the two things that we anticipate from tomorrow's hearing.
Okay.
So we look forward to that for tomorrow.
Thanks for joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, that's Benny, my colleague there from the Women Voices newspaper. Folks, we'd like to say thanks for following. So, like you heard it, tomorrow we'll be here again, same time in the morning, and of course we'll bring you all of the details and the happenings here at the Monrovia City Court here up Capitol Hill at the Temple of Justice. My name is Anthony Williams. Earlier, my colleague was Fabin Kuya. Aaron Talu has been behind camera and also have been talking to us here on this broadcast. Wherever you watched and followed us from, we'd like to say thanks for following. We'll rejoin you tomorrow at around 9 a.m. Bye-bye for now.